Your life 6 months from now is straight out of a fairy tale. Stay tuned to hear your story. Hey, dreamy dreamers, welcome back to the Crazy Dreamer Network. My name is AJ, and let's hop right into today's reading. So, today's reading is Pick an Image. We have 4 images. Image number 1, image number 2, image number 3, and image number 4. I'll give you all some time to meditate on your story selection. Okay, so again, image 1, image 2, image 3, and image 4. I love you all so much, and I will see you in your reading. Bye. Hey, pile number 1s, welcome back to your fairy tale story for your next 6 months, okay? So you all chose this really cool image of a fairy holding fairy dust. So the story that I'm getting for you, pile number 1s, is something along the lines of creating magic, creating your own magic through your life. And what I mean by creating your own magic through your life is you're going to be telling and creating your own story come the next 6 months, okay? And I feel like it's almost going to go like chapter by chapter. And I feel like you're going to be like sprinkled with a little quote unquote fairy dust. And it's like things almost miraculously change overnight, so to speak, right? Or like it seems like you're gaining more momentum because you're able to do certain things that you weren't able to do in the past. So let's without further delay, let's start your reading by pulling some angel number oracle cards. Tell us more. Yeah. Amazing. So pile number 1, we got 2 cards for you all. We have card 1010 with faith, and we have card number 202 with perseverance. And what I'm getting for you, pile number 1s, is that it is going to be extremely crucial during this time to persevere in your faith. And when I say persevere in your faith, I mean to be consistent in your expectation of what you want, in your belief in miracles. You know, it's beyond hope. It's even beyond belief to this extent. It is literally knowing, knowing like that without a shadow of a doubt, the things that you have set into motion will come into being. It's not the matter of if, but when, okay? Oh my gosh, pile number 1s. We have at the bottom of the deck card number 911 with inevitability. And this is what I was literally talking about. Like, I didn't even see the bottom of the deck until just now. That statement that I just made is literally what I mean by knowing like you know, having unwavering faith in what it is that you want to happen into your life, right? What it is that you want to create into your world. Okay, so let's continue on with some tarot to get deeper into this storybook fairy tale of yours happening in the next 6 months. Tell us more about pile number 1, storybook fairy tale happening in the next 6 months. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number 1s. Okay, pile number 1. So we have the Ace of Swords, okay? So there's immense clarity coming into your life right now. And this could be, clarity of mind regarding maybe your direction in life, right? Clarity in mind, there's a victory happening for you in which you have more freedom and openness to think clearly, okay? Tell us more, Spirit. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number 1s. Their fairy tale story in the next 6 months. Pile number 1s, fairy tale story happening in the next 6 months? We have Temperance here. Tell us more, Spirit. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number ones. What's their fairy tale story happening for them in the next 6 months? And we have the 9 of Wands. Okay, pile number one. So what I'm getting here with the Ace of Swords, Temperance, and the 9 of Wands, we have one major arcana throughout this reading, right? We have one at the bottom of the deck, and we'll get to this in a minute because it's important. But what I'm getting is, it's so interesting because you know how like in fairy tales and in storybooks, it's like the princess is in distress, right? And they need to be saved. And there's a knight in shining armor coming in on a trusty steed with their sword, and they're coming to save her, right? To save the day. It's interesting because I feel like in the next 6 months, you are gaining enough clarity, pile number ones, to save yourself and even the people around you. You know what I mean? With the Ace of Swords is representative of a clear mind, right? Being able to see through whatever is clouding your vision or your judgment, right? And that is a victory in and of itself, because when we are able to clearly think, when we are able to strategize, when we are able to even have a new beginning when it comes to kind of like a fresh mindset, this gives us an advantage, right? This gives us power, you know, a sense of power, that we can achieve anything if we set our minds to it, right? I feel like for some of you, pile number one, some of you all may have overcome like a period to which your mind was kind of muddled, you know, and it could have been muddled with, intrusive thoughts. It could have been muddled with uncertainty. It could have been muddled with, just things that had you questioning and doubting yourself or doubting your capabilities or worried, right? But again, all that is dissipating in the next 6 months because I feel like you're able to think quicker, to think more clearly, and to see the vision and persist because of this new beginning, right? Now, with the Temperance card, pile number ones, we have this lady here, and she is mixing 2 cups, right? And she's turning 2 cups of liquid almost into one, right? As we can see, this flow of liquid that she has in these cups, they're now combined. So what I'm getting is that there's something about 2 energies that are coming into combination, creating one stream of something. Now, this could be a stream of income. This could be, a stream of consciousness, right? Almost like, think about like attracts like. But with the Temperance card here, again, we have more emphasis on this creating magic, right? Temperance typically represents the alchemist in the tarot, right? It represents turning one situation that might not look too favorable, into something manageable, into something that you can work with, right? It also talks about balance, and it also talks about maintaining a centeredness, right? Maintaining your center. Now, I think it's interesting too, because she has a rainbow in the back of her. And I feel like the rainbow is the construction of different spectrums of light creating these colors, right? So I feel like, again, there could be something beautifully lucky happening to you in the next 6 months. And I feel like this could involve maybe a connection, a soulmate connection, because again, this person does have 2 cups, but the liquid in the cups have turned into one pour, right? One stream. So that's what I'm getting. There's something lucky going on either in your environment or with you or with a project or a circumstance or a situation that you are currently dealing with, that if you keep going and if you maintain a balance and you stay consistent, there's something going to happen. So again, this could be with a soulmate connection. This could be with just any partnerships that you have in work, love, or business, or even familial friendships, you name it. But there's something very like beautiful that's going to turn in from two into one. There's going to be a union made here, okay? And what I'm getting highly for you pile number ones is this is a stream, and this could be a stream of income, this could be a stream of consciousness, but it's something that is flowing as one, right? Now, I think it's interesting because our last card that we have here is the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is also associated with Sagittarius. So is Temperance, right? And the Nine of Wands would suggest perseverance. Okay, it's definitely perseverance. We see this lady and she's holding one wand that is like bubbling up with something. It's like, I don't know what she has done to this wand, but it's like there's something emanating from the wand that she's holding behind her back. And then we have all these other wands that's kind of like used as like almost like as a border, right? And I don't know if she's praying because we have this big full moon here along with the stars. I don't know if she's just taking a deep breath, a much needed reprieve or something along those lines. But the Nine of Wands definitely represents perseverance in its strongest form. It represents the wounded warrior, right? It represents having to continue. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's actually a beautiful notion in that, because what I'm getting here is within the next 6 months, pile number ones, your life can be completely different if you continue to work hard and persevere in the vision that you have set for your life, right? And I think that's what this woman here is doing as well. She's taking a deep breath. She's taking a reprieve so she is able to continue moving forward, right? Sometimes you have to. Sometimes that's what's needed, You need a little inhale, exhale, and then you continue on with the fight, right? So the bottom of this deck with Strength is basically telling us what the Perseverance card is and what this Nine of Wands card is talking about. But I think what's interesting is that the Strength card is depicted by this warrior woman, and she has this very sharp sword, and so does this Ace of Swords, right? So not only does this Strength card give you creative ideas, right? A clarity of thinking enough to where you not only have the vision, but you're writing the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? You're constructing the blueprint as you are going, pile number ones. And in the next 6 months, not only are you going to have momentum and stability, and you are going to see a seismic shift, but you are going to be a stronger person beyond this, right? You're going to be a stronger person because of what you have built and what you have constructed within this next 6 months, right? Not only stronger in perseverance, but stronger in focus, right? Stronger in your mentality. The Strength card also talks about an inner strength, okay? So I feel like your inner resilience is going to be at an all-time high within the next 6 months, okay? So let's see. I kind of want to ask a different question. Because we know you have to persevere in your faith, right? Pile number ones. We know that is basically what this storyline is all about, given your fairy tale, your quest, right? You're on the quest for greatness. And when we're on the quest for greatness, pile number ones, there's going to be trials and tribulations along that path. It is essential for the hero's or the heroine's journey, right? And this is the journey that you're on. And you remember how I told you that not only are you, no longer waiting for a knight in shining armor, you have become that knight in shining armor for yourself. I'm just now realizing this warrior woman is wearing an armor. She's wearing armor, right? So not only are you going to be strengthened as these 6 months continue and onward, but you are literally saving yourself. You're saving yourself, and you've just become your own knight in shining armor. And you've proven to yourself that without a shadow of a doubt, it was because you persevered in your faith. You always knew you could do it. You believed in you, right? And that's what I'm saying. You're on the heroine's journey, So let's see. Tell us more, Spirit. Give us more emphasis and details into our pile number one's story book fairy tale in the next 6 months. What other things would you like pile number ones to know about their storybook fairy tale within this next 6 months? So we have the Two of Pentacles, okay? Again, 2 streams of income. That's what I'm getting. You're going to be juggling here. Now, pile number ones, you remember when I said you're going to be creating this with like a partner? Now, I don't know if you're going to be the facilitator of the money, like the money manager or something like this, or if you have some other projects, some other irons in the fire that you also have to balance and uphold, right? But come the next 6 months, you're going to be very busy. And also, pile number ones, what I'm seeing here is like a new wardrobe change. Like you're going to look the part also in the next 6 months, right? What you're creating right now, pile number ones, you are so going to look the part. You're just going to stand out. And it's just interesting because she looks so manicured, right? And maintained. And it seems as if she's very polished, right? And that's what I'm getting. You're going to make whatever it is that you're juggling look very easy, okay? I'm getting belle of the ball here. I'm also getting, I think it's interesting because we have these leaves coming out from her, whereas this lady in the depiction of the Nine of Wands and this lady, I don't know what happened. The lady in the depiction of the Strength card that we just showed, they had these in their hair, but she has these over her body. So you could also be seeing a transformation of your physical body as well during this time in the next 6 months, pile number ones, to the point where you're loving what you see, but also you're able to balance these changes. You're able to balance and juggle maybe fitness or maybe like just taking care of yourself with these newfound streams of income. And we had another card come out with the Queen of Pentacles. And it's so interesting, pile number ones, because this Queen of Pentacles gives me Empress energy, right? And there's a lot of Pentacles coming out here. So not only are you saving yourself, right? And potentially having so much faith and perseverance and being able to continue with the stamina that you have, not just to save yourself, but potentially save others, your income is increasing, right? Your income is increasing. Queen of Pentacles is someone who is very grounded in what they're doing, right? And because this Queen of Pentacles is definitely reminding me of the Empress, I know that there is a stream of abundance coming into your life within the next 6 months, right? And whereas everyone else had leaves, now there are things flowering, right? Now there are things blooming. So some of you all might even be with child come the next 6 months. So yes, some of you all might be, pregnant or wanting to conceive or wanting to give birth. But whatever this is, you are going to be endowed with abundance within the next 6 months. And that's because you got very clear on your vision, on the vision of your life. And not only did you get very clear about this pile number ones, you were able to come to the rescue to yourself, right? Through perseverance, even when times got hard, even when things got unsure, even when you kind of doubted a little bit, you were able to say, no, I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to continue to doubt myself. And I'm going to make sure that I am moving forward in clarity with my vision from here on out, right? You could even tell in these 3 cards here, there are no clouds. It's a clear, crisp day. It's a clear, crisp day. In Temperance and in the Ace of Swords, there's clouds here, right? Clouds symbolize kind of like fogginess, right? Not being able to really see through the smoke or the clouds or, but as these clouds continue to dissipate, then your vision becomes clearer and clearer and clearer. Okay. So that's what's happening here. I do want to read a little bit of this faith card for you, pile number 1. So let's begin. We have 10-10 faith. Support is always there for you from your loved ones and from the very universe itself. When you feel overwhelmed or mired in negativity, this number may make its way to you. Let this gentle reminder sink in. You have the tools you need to see it through. Your comfort zone will always be there when you need it, but you should step outside it more often. Growth requires movement and bravery. Remember, you are safe and supported. Upright, overcoming fears and trying new things. Confidence, bravery, and trust. Reminder of your ability to keep going, stepping outside your comfort zone. And the affirmation reads, I choose courage over fear and peace over perfection. And I really love this for you, pile number 1s. Okay, pile number 1. So we're going to end your reading with a goddess guidance card for guidance, wisdom, and insight. Last message for our pile number 1s. Guidance, wisdom, and insight to end their reading, Spirit. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number 1s. Guidance, wisdom, and insight to conclude our pile number 1's reading. We have Aphrodite, inner goddess. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. And that's what I'm getting here. Like, literally, this woman is giving goddess energy. Like, they're kind of wearing the same outfit. Not really, but like, a flowing dress, things like that. This woman is definitely giving goddess as well. And this is who I see you turning into within the next 6 months, pile number 1s. You're not afraid to take chances, to persevere, and to see things through the end. It's interesting because although this is a timeless reading, I am filming this on Friday the 13th. And I know, like, in certain cultures, lore, and things like that, Friday the 13th is supposed to symbolize an unlucky number or an unlucky day, right? But in my eyes, especially now, because I used to think the same thing, but in my eyes, I feel that Friday the 13th is actually a very magical day because, for one, Friday is Venus Day, right? It's Venusian energy. So Venusian energy is very feminine in nature, is very lucky, is very abundant, right? Hence the pink, okay? And so 13 is the number of the goddess, right? So it's almost as if like the powers that be or whomever, maybe it wasn't even the powers that be. Maybe it was just like a game of telephone in which this is how we got to this, right? But it's almost like the misconception with this day has done us a disservice as as people, right? Because if we could reframe how we feel about Friday the 13th and how it being a lucky, blessed day and a day for us to honor our inner goddess and a day for us to, create magic, who knows how far along we'd be, right? So that's what I'm getting here for you, pile number ones, is, your inner goddess is coming in and showing up to save the day. And not just you, but I feel like, your family, your friends, your community, people around you, are being saved through, you showing up as the highest version of yourself within this next 6 months. Okay. So with that being said, I love you all so much, my dreamy dreamers. I really hope this message resonated for you. If it did, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Again, I love you all so much, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hey, pile number twos, welcome back to your storybook fairy tale. So let's begin. You all chose story number 2 with this image of this really cool mushroom or double-headed mushroom right here. So what I'm getting for you all is I'm thinking about like a journey that you're going to be on, especially when it comes to the mushrooms. I feel like mushrooms, they have the rap of being very magical, right? So, whether it's a particular mushroom, like just a sheer regular mushroom, mushrooms are very good for you, right? Internally, they could be good for gut health and things of that nature. And when you talk about other mushrooms, right, they can be very transformative. So that's what I'm getting. I'm getting a journey for you regardless, okay? So let's delve deeper into this message about the storybook fairy tale happening for you in these next 6 months. Clear, concise, accurate messages, Spirit. For our pile number twos, what storybook fairy tale will pile number twos be experiencing in the next 6 months? What storybook fairy tale will our pile number twos be experiencing in the next 6 months, Spirit? What storybook fairy tale? I feel like this card wants to come out, so I'm going to take it. What storybook fairy tale will our pile number twos be experiencing in this next 6 months? What storybook fairy tale will our pile number twos be experiencing in the next 6 months? Wow, you guys saw that one, right? We have card number 444, 4444 with triumph. And then we have this illuminating diamond in the center, right? So I feel like your angels and your spirit guides are setting you up for success through a victory, through a triumph. And I feel like this is a win that you need because of the journey that you have been on for these past 6 months or will be going on in the next 6 months, pile number twos, okay? What's at the bottom of the deck here? We have 000 with new beginnings. I feel like you're completely entering into a new stage. And it's so interesting because to me, these mark like the different phases of the sun, right? This is when the sun is first coming out. It's bright, it's luminous. This is kind of like around mid-afternoon when, we're kind of settling into the night. And then this is come sunset, right? So I have a feeling it's like you're going to be feeling born again, or you're going to like just feel like a complete new fresh start is here, or like a complete new fresh journey is here for you, pile number twos, okay? But let's reveal your other card. We have card number 66 with revisit. Yes. So, okay. So there's something that you're going to triumph over that has been revisiting you, right? And I feel like whatever is coming in, this isn't anything new. This isn't anything new, pile number twos, but you're finally going to conquer it is what I'm getting. There's finally it's almost like you're finally about to put something to rest, right? And I think it's interesting because you remember when I was talking about the different phases of the sun that this card was kind of, depicting. We also have this moon here. To me, this is like a moon here that has risen, and now it's like, this just looks like a desert setting, right? And it's like this mysterious desert, and we have these like valleys, these peaks and valleys, but the moon is still high in the sky and is very illuminating. And that's, whenever I see this card, that's what the vision I get from it. But again, it's like night and day. There could be a night and day difference with how you triumph over something. This could be a project that you're working on. This could be a relationship that, you know, you want to put more energy into, or you want to, you know, make better. This could be some type of skills that you're trying to develop. It's like whatever that you have been revisiting from the past, pile number twos, this time around, you're actually going to conquer it. This could even be school for some of you all. This could be a work environment, right? You know, maybe you've been applying for jobs nonstop, but you haven't gotten any leeway, and maybe you paused and took a break and then revisited applying, and then you get like the job of your dreams. You know, it's something along those lines. And what I'm getting regarding the storybook fairy tale happening is it's almost like a rom-com where it's like you meet a person and you guys maybe meet on like weird terms, like serendipity, right? It's kind of like serendipity. Something happens and it maybe doesn't work out in that present moment, and then it's like you're brought back together with it, and then it ends up being like exactly what you needed. Or if it's a person, they end up being exactly the person for you, something along those lines, right? I do want to read card number 66 though, so give me a second. Okay, so we have card number 66. Turn your focus towards your roots and home life. What dusty corners need some light shone upon them? Step up and face the issues you may have been sweeping under the rug. Find inspiration and strike a balance in the face of those lingering hardships. It's okay to lean on those around you. And while it's easier said than done, your angels are gently encouraging you to turn your mind away from disaster thinking. Ask yourself, what's the best that could happen? Exactly. Upright, hope and healing are possible. Embrace greater compassion before moving forward, denying negative thoughts any power over you. Promise of happier times ahead. Affirmation, the love available to me is infinite. Exactly. So it's like you're revisiting something. And it's interesting that this is a circle and this is a diamond, because if you turn it in a different angle, then it's a square, right? So it's almost like two opposing forces, but they're coming together to be made whole, or to be made complete, if that makes sense, okay? So let's delve a little deeper with some messages from the tarot. Tell us more, Spirit. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck, for giving us clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number twos. What storybook fairy tale will be happening for them in the next 6 months? What storybook fairy tale will be happening for our pile number twos in the next 6 months? Okay, so we have the 10 of Swords. What storybook fairy tale will be happening for our pile number twos in the next 6 months? We have the 8 of Swords. What storybook fairy tale will be happening for our pile number twos in the next 6 months? We have the 5 of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Very interesting pile number twos, period. Oh, you know what I'm getting, pile number twos? Something heavy is that the thoughts that came to destroy you, actually, you triumphed over them so much. The thoughts that came to destroy you made you who you are in the next 6 months, turned you into a boss. You completely transformed whatever ending, whatever anxiety you were going under into magic. You triumphed completely over what thoughts were trying to come in to destroy you with the King of Pentacles. Look at how powerful this lady looks on here, because she knows she did that. And you fought hard. You fought hard. You fought hard, pile number twos, to make this happen. You were struggling with yourself, with others, but you persisted. You know, it's almost like you struggling with yourself inwardly and outwardly was exactly what you needed in order to stay the course. Because this King of Pentacles would suggest that you literally turn a horrible situation inwardly into one of dreams and of destiny. It's like, think about it like this, pile number twos. It's like those rags to riches story. That's what I'm getting here, rags to riches. And I say that because literally we don't have any cups cards here, right? So we don't have any emotional cards, but we have the 10 of swords, which signifies an ending. And they literally have all different type of swords in their back, which is crazy, right? They literally have any type of swords, daggers, wavy swords, straight swords in their back, but they're still standing. They're still standing. What thoughts came to destroy you saved you, if that makes sense. Okay. So again, with the 10 of swords here, you were still left standing, no matter the intrusive thoughts that came to you, or the ending that happened, or, you know, something that you might have perceived felt so bad, or you thought could have been so bad. But in actuality, if that never happened, you would have never been brought to this King of Pentacles energy, pile number twos. You would have never been brought to this ultimate triumph. Now, with the 8 of Swords card, I feel like, you know, whatever left you down and out, whatever that was trying to take you out, it didn't. And it's so interesting, pile number ones, because with this, it's like she lost her voice here in the 8 of Swords. You know, the 8 of Swords represent self-imposed limitations, and it's because of our anxieties and the limitations that we put on ourselves, right? They're not real. They're just imagined. And it's because of intrusive thoughts that come in that we, you know, imagine these things that aren't really even happening, right? And we kind of lose our sense of self. So it's hard for us to speak up for ourselves or to communicate. Even as this lady is rustling with her sleeve, you can tell she's kind of unsure, right? So that's what I'm getting here for you, pile number twos. Although you may have thought the worst, the best ended up happening because you were able to strategize. You were able to spar with the best of them, so to speak, right? I do want to clarify this 5 of Wands here. What was the struggle? There was a struggle for sure happening here that turned you into this King of Pentacles better than you could have ever imagined. Tell us more, Spirit. Tell us more. What is this struggle? What was this struggle, pile number twos? What struggle was this that turned pile number twos into their best version? We have the 9 of Cups, something that you have been wanting for quite some time, a wish fulfillment. This also could have been a struggle of complacency or like satisfaction. Maybe it's hard to satisfy you. We also have the Queen of Cups. Now, here are the emotions. The struggle, okay, now I get it, pile number twos. The struggle was you being able to communicate and display your emotions. Hence the cutting off of that throat chakra. That was the struggle, pile number twos. And we have the Hierophant, and they're all wearing blue. And you leveled up. You leveled up. You upgraded yourself, okay? Through the struggle of communicating your emotions. And that's what it took. 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, pile number twos. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Not only is abundance yours and you're claiming it in the next 6 months, you are leveling up to a point where I don't even think you would have even imagined you'd be here. You know, I don't think you could have even imagined how amazing this ascension was for you. Some of you all could be water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And I feel like some of you all were having such a hard time. This could have been with confidence also. And I say this just because of this Eight of Swords, right? I really say this because of this Eight of Swords and because, you know, look at this woman. I can't get this woman's body language out of my mind. Very unsure, very uncertain of themselves, almost like they've lost their sense of worth, right? And that's what could have revisited you, but you triumphed over it. And it was a journey. Pile number 2s, okay? Some of you could be air signs, okay? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Some of you could be fire signs. Some of you could be earth signs. They're all signs here, okay? But you ended up victorious. Powerful, authoritative, sure of yourself and what you can do and what you bring to any environment or table. I'm getting wealth is here to stay, especially with the King of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. But pile number 2s, let's conclude your reading with some goddess guidance cards. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck for our pile number 2s, for giving them clear, concise, accurate messages to conclude their reading. What advice, guidance, and wisdom would you like to leave for pile number 2s to conclude their reading about this storybook fairy tale for them in the next 6 months? Guidance, wisdom, and insight to conclude our pile number 2's reading. Wow, we have Echel with Medicine Woman, and we had the mushrooms as the story number 2 selection. Echel, Medicine Woman, you are a channel for divine healing power. We got to get in the guidebook for this, y'all. Let's see. Okay, pile number 2. So it reads, message from Echel. Commanding power is not the same as demanding it. And look, this woman is commanding power, okay? She is commanding it. So it says, message from Echel. Commanding power is not the same as demanding it. Demanding comes from a childlike place akin to a tantrum based upon the fear that it might be withheld. Commanding is based upon the sure and steady knowledge that you are a part of the great spirit's grace and wisdom. You're a lightning rod that can conduct the power. Simply connect to the power through unyielding clarity of your thought processes. Don't waver for a moment in your sure and steady decision to be a conduit of the power that already resides within you. Connect to the even bigger source and allow it to amplify your natural power. In this way, you're a steady connector of the infinite, from the infinite to the infinite. In other words, it's all spirit around you, through you, and to whomever you're healing. Various meanings of this card. You're a healer. You're being healed. The situation and or your loved one is being healed. Honor your healing knowledge and abilities. Learn about healing. Teach the healing arts. Start or continue your healing practice. About Echel. It says, Echel has been revered since ancient times as the Mayan moon goddess. Wow. And this one has the moon behind them as well, right? It says, the Mayan moon goddess who, with her husband, the sun god, gave birth to all the other Mayan gods. As the embodiment of the moon, Echel is intimately connected to the tides of the water. She's believed to control rain flow and all aspects of water. In fact, she's called Lady Rainbow. Very interesting. Some of you all may be connected to pile number ones as well, as her essence is infused in the water droplet prisms that create rainbows. As a mother goddess, Ishel helps with fertility and childbirth. She's also a powerful healer who remembers the origin of human life upon the planet. She can connect you to the foundational roots as a spiritual healer. Very beautiful. Very beautiful pile number twos. I really hope this message resonate for you. If it did, hit the thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hey, pile number threes. Welcome back to your storybook fairy tale story number 3. So pile number threes, you all chose this beautiful fairy that is very poised. So what I'm getting for you, pile number threes, regarding your storybook fairy tale in the next 6 months is that you guys are going to be very graceful when it comes to the way you move, the way you act, how you carry yourself, right? So you could be working on yourself, working on your poise, working on your grace, working on the way you move, right? Maybe even your mindset as well. But I feel like you guys are going to have this surge in like confidence or something like that come the next 6 months. Okay, you're going to be feeling very poised, very gracious, and grateful is also what I'm getting. But let's start your reading off with some angel number oracle cards. Okay, tell us more, Spirit. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, for cleansing and blessing this deck, for giving pile number threes clear, concise, accurate messages about their storybook fairy tale happening for them within the next 6 months. Oh, wow. So we have 1414 with adventure. Y'all are about to go on a wild ride, right? I feel like you guys are going to feel very adventurous during this time, okay? Let's pull another card just for a little bit more context. Tell us more, Spirit. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number threes regarding their storybook fairy tale happening for them in the next 6 months. Storybook fairy tale happening for pile number, wow. So we have 222, we have quadruple twos, 222, 2222. Okay, pile number 3. So it seems like you guys are going to be going on an adventure with your twin flame. I'm not a huge proponent when it comes to like twin flame energy, but what I am getting is whoever this person is in your life, I feel like you love them dearly and they love you very dearly, right? Sometimes you guys might have opposing opinions or opposing ways of doing things, but ultimately you all have chosen the adventure to go on together, right? You all have chosen the course to be with each other and do things as a unit, right? That's what I'm getting. I will be reading this card very shortly, but ultimately that's what I see as a twin flame, right? And it's interesting because we have card number 1212 with choices, right? Choices. And this was in reverse. So I think it's interesting that it's like, that's what I mean. Like the twin flame rhetoric, I think it's interesting because I feel like we have to allow for a dynamic to come and go, right? And that's what I'm getting. So for some of you all, maybe there is someone out there who, you know, you crave or you love, or, you know, they always seem like they're on a different timeline. And maybe you guys, you know, are going in parallel. You're in like a parallel relationship where, you know, you're on one end and the other person's on another end. And it's like you guys never intersect, so to speak. And maybe that adventure is coming up for you all. But in a different respect, I am getting, you guys are choosing a relationship to stick with, if that makes sense. But let's delve deeper into this message. So it says, 2, 2, 2, 2. What an exciting moment. Your angels are urging you to reconnect with your amazing higher self. You will make the right decision. Someone who holds a powerful spiritual connection with you may be seeking out your presence. Stay open, find a lens of clarity, and see the truth of any important partnership you may currently be a part of. Some people are beacons of light on your life path. Let your soul draw near. It says upright partnerships, twin flames, and soulmates, a milestone in your journey thus far. And we said journey. No. This was another pile. So if you came for another pile, threes, you I don't want to tell you guys which pile. So it says karma and energy exchanges, finding clarity. Affirmation, my higher self is holding my hand. So, okay. See, I like this message a little more. What I'm getting here, and I agree. Are you a mate to your own soul? In the words of Esther Hicks, right? In the words of Abraham. And this is what I'm getting. And that's where that grace is coming back in, right? I needed a little, a little help there, right? That's where that grace is coming in, pile number 3. So that's what I'm getting. I feel like you're going to be on an adventure of finding yourself again, right? Of giving yourself grace, of loving on yourself, okay? But we're going to delve deeper into these messages with the tarot. So let's begin. Tell us more, Spirit. Tell us more. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number 3s already. So we have the hanged man. Okay. So wait. There we go. We have the hanged man. Tell us more, Spirit. What is pile number 3's storybook fairy tale over the next 6 months? Pile number 3's storybook fairy tale over the next 6 months. Okay. These came out reversed. Very interesting. I'm going to take them upright because I feel like they're telling the same story. Okay, pile number 3 is very interesting. So we have the hangman with the woman who's very, very beautifully dressed, dare I say, and with pink hair, and she's upside down and she's very poised, right? We talked about poise, grace, all of that, right? We have the 2 of Cups, and then we have the 4 of Pentacles. Now, I think it's interesting because I know y'all seen how this card shot out. Like, it shot out before I even got my words out during the shuffle. Now, what I'm getting here for this hanged man energy is that, like, it's almost like someone's waiting in style, okay? The hanged man typically represents, almost like kind of like, like a limbo type of area of the hangman typically represents a state of surrender, right? And this is where I'm getting the grace for. You're just in a surrender, pile number 3s, and you are just allowing things to be what they are. And I think therein lies the adventure, right? You're waiting in style is what I'm getting, right? You're surrendering in style. That's what I'm getting. Some of you all might be Pisces, but whatever this is that you're surrendering to, this could be to love, okay? This could be to a connection. Here with the 2 of Cups, right? This could be a friend, family, love connection, right? And it's interesting because this person has like the sun on their sleeves and this person has the moon. So like the opposites, right? That twin flame energy. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles, which talks about holding on, which talks about, maintaining, which talks about maybe even like sheltering to a degree. But it's interesting because this 4 of Pentacles is looking at this couple. And I don't know why they're looking at this couple and not the hangman. I'm getting that because the hangman is upside down. So it can't really see them, but they can see this couple. And it's almost like this 4 of Pentacles is longing for what they have, right? And that's what I'm getting here. So it's like pile number 3s. I feel like someone is surrendering in style. That could be you. That could be someone around you. That could be your partner. That could be this other person relating to this twin flame energy. But whatever the case is, other people can be seeing the connection that you're in if you are in a connection, or could be longing for what they perceive to be as a deep romantic connection, okay, in the next 6 months. But let's gain a little more insight. Clarify this Four of Pentacles for our pile number 3, Spirit. Why is this Four of Pentacles here? Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. I think this whole deck is just upside down. Let me do this. We have the Knight of Wands. Clarify this Four of Pentacles for our pile number 3s. Why is this Four of Pentacles here for pile number 3s? And we have the Eight of Pentacles. Very interesting. So it's like this person, and it's interesting, right? Because we have adventure here with card number 1414, and then we have the Knight of Wands, which is all about adventure, which is all about freedom, right? And the Eight of Pentacles is they're working towards something. So I don't know if you're feeling like a part of you wants to be in a committed connection and relationship, but the other half of you maybe wants to be free. But this is something that you're longing for, maybe you're working towards, but you're going to experience the freedom until it happens. Clarify this Hangman for our pile number 3s. Okay, we have the Strength card that came out too. Clarify this Hangman for our pile number 3s. Why is this Hangman here for pile number 3s regarding their storybook fairy tale in the next 6 months? It's like there's more to the story. There's more pages unfolding here. Clarify this Hangman for our pile number 3s. We have the Chariot. Yeah, there's a victory coming with this weight, with this surrender. It's like once you surrender to it, then it comes. Look at all these options here for you now, pile number 3s. Once you surrender to this longing, pile number 3s, then you have all the options available to you that you'll ever need and more. Okay? That's what I'm getting here. It's like you're working away at something, right? With this Eight of Pentacles. And you're holding on to maybe a desire for a loving connection, right? But the thing is like Spirit wants you to, and it's almost like it doesn't want me to get it out. That's so crazy. Spirit wants you to enjoy the process. That's what I'm getting. Spirit wants you to enjoy this weight while you have it, because once you obtain your desire, it's going to be bliss for however long, but then is going to come the work, right? So Spirit wants you to enjoy yourself while you're in the stage that you're in. They don't want you to long for the end goal. They want you to be in the present moment and surrender to the outcome. That's what I'm getting here. As you're working on this, that's what they want you to do, is to have freedom and just surrender to what it is that you're working towards, or what it is that you're longing for, which is like this Two of Cups, right? And this adventure. It's like you're currently on the adventure right now, is what I'm getting. Enjoy the ride, because eventually once you hit, it's like you being able to surrender is the victory. You being able to like let it go so it can actually come in without any reservations, that's the victory. That's the goal. Not the goal, not the connection in and of itself, but who you become in the process of gaining that connection. That's what I'm getting here. And that's going to be your storybook fairy tale. And like, that's going to be what you tell your children one day, pile number 3s, when you meet this person and you guys get married or have kids or whatever the case, right? Is like, I was longing for someone, and then I realized once I just surrendered, Like you'll say like, oh, I couldn't take it anymore, so I just gave up, right? That'll be like the storyline. And then once you surrender, you attracted everything that you wanted and more, okay? So yes, pile number 3. So we're going to conclude your reading with some goddess guidance oracle cards, asking for guidance, wisdom, and insight for the end of this reading, the end of this chapter. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number 3s. It got advice, guidance, and wisdom for the end of their chapter. Clear, concise. Wow, that came out quick. We have Kian Yin with compassion. Release judgment about yourself and others and focus on love and light that is within everyone. And it's so interesting because I feel like these 2 cards are going very well with the color coordination. They're going hand in hand with the color coordination. So not only have compassion for others, but have compassion for yourself, pile number 3s. That's what I'm getting here. Like, you know, give yourself grace, okay? And that's ultimately what, you know, this storybook Fairytale has been about, is compassion and giving yourself grace and knowing that, you know, the things that you want you back, okay? So let's read a little of Kian Yin before we say goodbye. Okay, so Kian Yin, compassion. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. Message from Kian Yin. Gentleness is the strength behind true power, and it comes from feeding yourself with nourishing words, thoughts, deeds, intentions, and all forms of food. Shield yourself from harshness by placing an intention to attract only kind and gentle life lessons and relationships. Transform harshness into gentleness by refusing to see anything but the shining light that's within each person and situation. This intention begins with your relationship with yourself. Be very gentle with yourself in all ways. Be happy, be kind, be sweet, but most of all, be true to you. Various meanings of this card. Release guilt and shame to heaven for healing and transmutation. Keep your thoughts about yourself and others positive. Avoid gossip and bad mouthing of yourself and others. Forgive yourself or another. Don't be so hard on yourself or others. Release perfectionistic tendencies. About Kian Yin. It says, the Eastern goddess Kian Yin hears all prayers and is the essence of purity, nurturing love, and gentle power. Kian Yin is a bodhisattva. I'm sorry, y'all, if I butchered that. Meaning that she's eligible for Buddhahood, yet she has vowed to stay near earth until all beings are enlightened. This youthful and beautiful goddess helps us feel compassion and mercy toward ourselves and others. She's also a protectress of women and children, and she awakens musical interests and abilities as well as psychic clairvoyance. So yeah, pile number 3s, beautiful reading. I really love you guys, and I really hope this message resonated with you. If it did, hit the thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hey, pile number 4s, welcome back to your storybook Fairytale happening for you in the next 6 months. So you all chose this beautiful story number 4 with the butterfly with the glitter on top, okay? So again, expansion, growth, breaking out of your chrysalis, change, right? That's what I'm getting for you. Deep, profound change that, you know, you'll never be the same from, you know, in a positive, beautiful way, okay? So without further delay, let's hop into your reading story / pile number 4. Tell us more, Spirit. Thank you for blessing this deck for our pile number 4s, for giving them clear, concise, accurate messages. So wow, you guys got 3 cards that shot out, and we're going to take them. I can tell this is going to be a quick and concise message. So let's begin. We have card number 888 with abundance, and I want to show y'all something crazy, but just give me a second. We have card number 123 with progress, and we have card number 510 with rebellion. Again, change that is going to leave you completely different from when you started, pile number 4s, okay? here's what I wanted to show you guys, and I think it's interesting. Some of you all might be seeing the angel number 888 incessantly, and that means abundance is yours for the taking, right? We also have card number 88 with reward. So I'm getting with high risk comes high reward. And I'm feeling that because we have card number 510 with rebellion. I don't think I've gotten this card yet from this deck, so I think it's going to be an interesting read. But what I'm getting here is you're breaking outside of the status quo and the standard pile number 4s, and you're creating your own standard. And because you're doing this, you are going to be rewarded so highly and so deeply. Okay, mark my words. And I feel like you're already making progress, but in the next 6 months, you're going to see such a paramount growth. People are going to wonder how you did it, but how you did it is through not conforming. Okay, is through non-conforming. Okay, so let's read a little bit of rebellion with 510. And again, this is the first time this card has come out. This is wild. Wild. Okay, pile number 4. So it says, when you live authentically, fully embracing all your lovely eccentricities, you inspire others to do the same. Added bonus, living in your truth attracts luck and positivity. Who doesn't want more of that? The theme here is personal freedom, living according to your beliefs and allow others the same courtesy. Don't be surprised when you notice a happier, healthy you emerge. Upright, good luck, optimism, confidence, ditching conformity to live more authentically, leading by example, embracing the things that make you uniquely you. Affirmation, I no longer allow the energy of others to change mine. And that's what's interesting. Pile number 4s, this is gonna be like, I think maybe, like all the piles are great, don't get me wrong, but this is, you guys, to me, are the best pile because one thing that you're doing is you're breaking out of the box, right? You're no longer putting yourself into the box. It's interesting because you're turning the box into a diamond, right? You're turning the square into something that is illuminating and everlasting. And for this, you will be blessed immensely. And the progress you're making is showing. So please keep going. And that is your storybook fairy tale, is that you got to be you. You got to experience the beauty and the joys of life without having to dumb yourself down or water yourself down or be a fragmented version of yourself, right? That's what I'm getting. I do want to read progress. And it's interesting because you guys picked the icon of the butterfly, and then a butterfly is here. So, okay, so card 1, 2, 3 progress reads, progression is the name of the game. Everything is lining up in just the right way to allow you to move forward, whether you can see it at the moment or not. Change is swirling around you right now, so be ready to roll with it. Luckily, shifts on the horizon look to be relatively stress-free. Harness that momentum and allow your best self to emerge. Psst. You'll find even greater growth when you lend your strengths to collaboration. Reach out. It says upright, forward movement leading to change, cooperation and reciprocity within your communities, leveling up on both scales and collective scales, placing trust in the people in your life. Affirmation, things are unfolding in the most harmonious ways. Exactly. And, you know, I would read abundance, but it basically speaks for itself, pile number 3. So let's hop into your tarot as it pertains to your storybook fairy tale happening for you in the next 6 months. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number 4, Spirit. What storybook fairy tale is happening for pile number 4s in the next 6 months? We have the Page of Swords. Okay, so let's pull some more cards. What storybook fairy tale is happening for pile number 4s in the next 6 months? We have the Magician. What storybook fairy tale is happening for our pile number 4s in the next 6 months? Spirit, clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number 4s. what storybook fairy tale is happening for pile number 4s in the next 6 months. So we have the 3 of Pentacles. This one came out. And then we have the 6 of Wands. Wow. This one wants to come out, so I'm going to get it because it was kind of sideways and I kind of felt compelled to take it. And this is the 10 of Wands, okay? So this is what I'm getting, pile number 4s. This is where you are right now. You're working, you're toiling, and you're almost there. And this is where this progression card is coming into play, and all this abundance is being made available to you, okay? You're working hard. You're burning that midnight oil, so to speak, right? But it's not in vain. Keep going, okay? So let's get into your spread. We have the Page of Swords, the Magician, the 3 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Wands. So what I'm getting here is you guys are really working hard towards something that you want to achieve now within the next 6 months, right? So that's within the end of the year. And not only are you guys making tremendous progress, it might not even be super large strides being made, but you guys can see yourself leveling up and going up a notch continuously, right? We also have the Page of Swords here, and you know, she's covering what? She's showing her left eye, right? She's covering her right and she's showing her left eye, I believe. The left eye is being exposed. And this represents intuition and knowledge. And, you know, I'm getting the eye of Horus, right? So this wisdom and intuition within you. And I think it's interesting because she also like is in an armor like the Joan of Arc dress, right? I'm getting this Zendaya energy at the Met Gala for some reason. I had just seen like a video on this creator recreating her dress that she wore out during one year at the Met Gala, and it looks similar. But I think this is really fascinating because I feel like you're really ready for this triumph. You're really ready for this success, pile number 4s. And because you're ready, I think it's here for you, you know, at this point. With the Magician card coming out, you know, you have everything that you need in order to succeed. And everything is being made available to you, right? It's almost like you're conjuring this up. You could even be manipulating certain things within like a project or a certain circumstance, or, you know, just around you. You could be manipulating the elements, so to speak, around you so that the success can be assured, right? And I think it's interesting because I think card 1, 2, 3 spoke about collaboration, and we have the 3 of Pentacles here, and we have one lone person here, but she's kind of like dancing, or she's kind of like moving her body. But the 3 of Pentacles is known as like a collaboration card. It talks about working with people and being able to show your skills and your talents to more than just one person. And that's what I'm getting here, pile number 4s, is that you're going to be able to showcase your broad arrayment of talents to the world, or, you know, even to people who really want to maybe help support your talents and support your growth, right? And then we have the 6 of Wands here, and the 6 of Wands speaks about victory. It speaks about triumph, and it speaks about kind of being the center of attention and, you know, having a certain level of notoriety and fame for, you know, the journey that you've been on and, like, you know, the progress that you've made, so to speak, right? In the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, it shows a soldier coming back from war, right? And they're kind of like in a parade, and they're on this horse, and they're kind of like, you know, being showcased, and you have people who are cheering them on, and you have people who are kind of like, you know, they don't look the happiest, right? But here we have this lone lady, and she's kind of showing off her assets. She's showing off her legs, she's showing off her body, right? And she feels confident within that. So I think it's interesting because that's what I'm getting. Like, you're being able to show something off, showcase a talent, showcase something that makes you uniquely you with rebellion, right? And that's going to give you this sense of abundance that's coming in, okay? So let's delve deeper. It's been a lot of work from up until now, pile number 4. So congratulations in advance, because, you know, you've been putting in the work. And I think it's interesting because we still have at the bottom of the deck, the 4 of Pentacles, right? So you've been holding on to this dream, to this goal for quite some time. And in the next 6 months, you're about to see it come to fruition. Okay. So I do want to, let's clarify some of these cards. Can we clarify the Page of Swords for our pile number 4s regarding this storybook fairy tale happening for them? Wow. In the next 6 months. So a lot of cards came out. This cluster came out on the table. I'm not going to choose those, but one card fell on the floor, so I'll take that. We have the Ace of Swords. Wow. Yeah, okay. Right now, your mindset is really beautiful, and it's really attributing to your growth. And I feel like you have been progressing to this mindset for quite some time, pile number 4s. And this is why you're succeeding. This is why you're ready. And this is why your intuition is blaring. Your intuition could like keep you up at night telling you what to do. And then the next morning you do it. Or even in that moment, you might do it, right? And that's what the progression card is coming in to show you. Like, you're ready and you're being given clear directions for your own success. That's what I'm getting here. You could be collaborating with other people around you. This could be close people, friends, families, a spouse, a partner, somebody like that, a business partner. And, you know, 2 heads are better than 1. So I feel like they could be contributing to your growth as well. Clarify this Magician card for our pile number 4, Spirit. Clarify this Magician card. Okay, I'm just going to take that. And it came in reverse, so I'm going to take it. Let's see. What is this? Okay, so we have the 2 of Wands in reverse, and that's what I'm getting. Like, follow the plan. Follow the plan that you're having, because I feel like sometimes, if you know what's so interesting with this card coming out in reverse, what I was getting, I immediately was drawn back to that 10 of Wands, and I felt like this could have been one of the reasons why it could have taken a while for you to reach this type of victory that you were looking for, pile number 4s, is because maybe sometime you had kind of steered off your course, right? But now you're kind of being course corrected. Okay. You had maybe, like, instead of going right, which you had always intended on doing, now maybe in the past you went left because you doubted yourself, but now you're being redirected back on your course. And that's what's helping you, right? That's what's giving you this great victory within the next 6 months, is because you could be replanning or re-strategizing a plan or something like that. And that's what the Magician card is basically telling you, right? You could also be wielding power to other people, like, you know, handing over certain things, delegating, but your plan, you know, you are wanting to have a plan during this time, and that's what Spirit is suggesting. Okay, I do want to read card number 888. It just keeps popping up, so let's read that card. Okay, so we have card number 888. The energy of abundance and success is flowing in beautiful loops around you, wrapping you in a loving embrace. Your angels are practically jumping up and down, enthusiastically encouraging you. Your hard work will pay off. Achievement and recognition are on the horizon, even when things feel overwhelming, 10 of Wands, or disappointing. Trust that feeling will pass. Continue to be an optimistic source of love and light. Like attracts like, after all. Upright, investing your energy and money where you want to see growth. Karmic loops, as what you put out is returned to you. Encouragement to remain hopeful and positive, hard work being recognized and rewarded. And that's where that 6 of Wands is coming in. So all your hard work is about to be rewarded in the next 6 months. Keep going, pile number 4s, because I don't think y'all really realize how good you're doing. Okay. The affirmation is, I bathe in a river of abundance. I love that. I'm actually going to start using that. I bathe in a river of abundance. I bathe in the river of abundance. I bathe in a river of abundance. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you, pile number ones. Your mindsets are clear. You have your collaborations in tow. You know what I'm saying? And you're being able to showcase what you can do in a unique way. Okay, so let's conclude your reading with the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards deck to end this chapter of your story. Tell us more, Spirit. Clear, concise, accurate messages for our pile number fours, to leave them with advice, guidance, and wisdom that ends this chapter of their story. Advice, guidance, and wisdom for our pile number 4 that ends this chapter of their story. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, pile number 4. So we have Unog with easy does it. There's no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. And I love this. I remember when I first got this deck and I used to get this card. I think this was like one of the first cards that came out. I would kind of be like, easy does it. Like, I wish I could have like a better card. But what I'm getting is this affirmation that I heard from this one creator. The more I relax, the more I receive. So it's not suggesting that you stop working hard or that you stop doing what you're doing, but it's basically saying that basically the foundation has been laid, and it's not the matter of if you're going to be abundant and get this wish fulfilled. It's when, right? So within this next 6 months, you can enjoy the ride as you're creating, or as you're doing what you need to do in order to obtain this goal. Just enjoy the ride. Don't don't have really any expectations, but continue to see the growth of your progress as a barometer of success, right? And I just keep getting enjoy the ride. Okay. So yes, pile number 4s, that is all the time that I have for you, my lovely dreamy dreamers. I love you all so much, and I really hope this message resonated. If it did, hit the thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye.